So, yo, bro, I want to talk about like non-duality again, non-duality. You know, just breaking it down again, like I did in the last video. Like non-duality, like the teachers tell you to live in just non-duality, the manner just nothingness, or just as if there's no duality, and just being the oneness. And it's just weird how they just be telling you that. It's not the way that they tell you. It's just had the explanation. You know and just getting rid of the ego and then the misperception of the mind and just Allah, you know. It just doesn't make sense. It's not about not being in non-duality. It's about being kind of in the frame of like non-duality, but there's still duality. Not literally being non-duality, because this world is duality. There's forms of expression, because how we're gonna live, how things are gonna exist. Like, how you gonna know the pitch of an instrument if you don't hear the sounds? That's the same thing with the world. How you gonna like see things if you can't kind of perceive it? You kind of need a mind for that. Like I said, your mind is like a GPS. It's like a navigator. We're not telling you to be just non-dualistic. We're just telling you to be above, to kind of like be the middle frame. Being the wholeness of things. Because if I say you get a man and a woman, they make a baby. That's whole. Two becoming one. You're trying to just become one again. You're not just trying to just be one and not be just nothingness. Like, no, you are an object. You are subjugated. You are a human being. It's about experiencing what is like being wholeness. It's not necessarily just being non-dualistic anymore, because there is going to be phases and things that go on in your life. It's about being above the matter, not being inside of the matter. It's about seeing and perceiving that there is another, just a way to like perceive. There's things that we could feel beyond what we feel in our sense perception. Say you smell or you hear things, you can feel things of that's more of intense, or greater than that, like a feeling. It's not based off these like physical, perishable things that we have in this world. Like if you do certain drugs, like, DMT or whatever, you do acid, shrooms, you can feel out of the world. You can feel a sense of wholeness. That's what it is. It's not about that. It's about seeing the beauty of the things. Of course, this world is duality. It's just up, down, up, down. It's a repetitive hamster wheel. But if you take drugs, you can experience some things about it. It's about seeing things beyond our comprehension and our sense perception, like smelling, hearing, and seeing. Something outer, like worldly, basically. It's not about not being dualistic, because you are a human inside of a body. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You are a human being. So, what's the point? Like, I'm not telling you just not be non-dualistic. I'm just telling you be in a middle frame. Be that gap. Be the spaciousness. Be the spaciousness is to feel the wholeness. How to feel the wholeness is just being with it and knowing that without using too much of your mind. Your mind is still going to be there. Because when you're in that wholeness state, bro, that expression state, you're going to feel past your mind. Your thoughts may come, but you're going to feel past that. Because it's that wholeness state. Have you ever like been like so out of your body, you're so like free that you didn't care what happened to you or nothing? It's like you felt invincible. That is what like you being in a state of non-duality is. You're just not separated from things. Things are connected on the level, so you're not going to trip about it. That's what it is being in non-duality. It's not about getting rid of your ego and all that and saying the mind is bad. It's about being above and knowing that. That's just what it is. It's not about like you acting like it doesn't exist. It's about knowing that there's more. Because say you go through an ego death experience, you're still going to be labelized and subjugated to this life. That's why you was able to recognize your experiences, because the labels, the perception, and others. So you need the ego. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, you could either do it in like an external way of feeling, like feelings of non-duality, or you could feel it inside of you. You could take things like, you could take the Datura, DMT, or any of these things, which I don't recommend you do, or belladonna, or all these little drugs, or LSD, to experience otherworldly stuff. It's like people, they want to experiencing things that's more than their sense perception. You can, but you got to go within you. You know, you got to be there and kind of see it and perceive it. You got to be in that perception. To be in that perception, you got to shift your mind to that perception and to be it. Because they say that your mind is bad, is dualistic, and not necessarily, because when you meditate and you do these things, it's going to chill your mind. So you're able to think better and visualize clear, because your mind is clear. It's just your mind is so freaking chaotic because you have so many things and that you have in your brain, and you're so overstimulated. That's why it becomes a problem. But when you start to embody these practices to become more, I'm not saying non-dualistic, but coming beyond basic, you know, tremendities in this life, it's like you're able to like be clear. It's about being transparent. That's what it is, being more clear. It's not about not being not this. It's about being more clear. That's all it is. Because when you're in that wholeness state, that expression, your mind is not going to even like, I'm not saying your mind is not going to matter. It's just not going to be to an effect where it will like sway you away compared to before, you know. That is what's going to be like. Like they say, though, the ego is bad and all that. Once you're in that wholeness state, that's not going to be a problem. Your ego is not going to be your problem, because you know how to balance it. You know how to frame things. You know how to be more neutral about things. It's not going to be a thing where you have to get rid of it or like leave it alone, because that's insane. You are a human body. You're going to be the kind of the mediator of things. That is what it's going to be. That wholeness state is beyond that. I'm not saying that it's beyond that to the point where you're just so powerful or you're just so that. I'm just saying it's beyond that, where it can go past that. It's beyond that form. You know what I'm saying? In the state. So it doesn't really matter if your mind is on and off. Your mind is not the problem. It's just you. It's your perception of it, which is a problem. It's going to create these blockages in a way for you not to like kind of see it. That's what it is. You know? So there's nothing wrong with your mind, because when you experience a state of enlightenment and all that, that is through your brain. It's not through nothing else. It's through your mind. When you see things happen, it's going to come through your brain first and everything else, because your mind follows your body. These non-dual teachers make no sense. Some of them are good, like Eckhart Tolle and whatsoever, but all these things you're going to experience is through your mind, because you have your third eye, you have your you have your crown chakra. There's more chakras too, you know, because your mind is like a universe. You know, they said that your mind has a trillion synaptic connections, more than Milky Way, because it's like a universe. So your mind creates your reality. What is stopping you from understanding things is your mind, your closed perception, and these stupid gurus online. When you experience the state of enlightenment and bliss, that's through your mind. That's not through your nothingness or state. It's through your mind. Notice how when you meditate, you feel chill. Your brain is chill. And when you shift into that state, you feel this automatic bliss or wholeness. And it goes right through your body. Like, if you was like going to this level of being, you're going to feel chills down your spine. You're gonna feel like energy traveling through your body, up and down, going up to your crown, because it's through your mind. I remember when I first had the experience, that energy went up my spine all the way to my brain, and I just awakened. That's what I did. How are you going to be able to label the experience that you had if it wasn't the mind? We just use the mind in a very extreme way or passive way. So it feels like it isn't enough, or it's not like valid, because our mind is our perception. You know, these non-duality teachers saying your ego is bad and that you need that, but it's like we're just too extreme with it, you know, and it's our perception. Say you smoke, right? Or you do like a drug or whatever to chill you. That drug may be bad for you. Um, but it gets you to that state. That's kind of like the state of you being in that wholeness state, that non-dual state. You feel chill, not worried, so you're able to move and flow with life or whatever you do. That's the same state of it, you know. But that drug, it's a chemical. Compared to that, it's kind of, it's more like, you know, more than that. Basically, it's more like internal, I would say. That's what I would say. It's more like atomic. It's through your body. That's what I would say, compared to like doing a drug. But you're not really experiencing it compared to the drugs, because this drugs is like, it's fast, it's quick. You know, it has like the stimulants that just activate upon your brain, and you experience it quick enough, compared to you going through these like motions in the long and drawn out processes, because you have like programs, and these teachers online are going to confuse you, and you're not going to know how to experience it. You're going to end up feeling empty or kind of bitter, because you don't understand. It's already within you to feel these states. You just got to just be and understand what it is. It's not about not being non-dualistic or the ego is bad. It's about knowing that it's beyond this and moving it, and then you will feel it. Because if not, then you're just going to only cause resistance, and that energy is going to create like a blockade for you, and you're just going to be confused, and you're going to use life's, you know, life materials to kind of like cope with it as like a drug, like a stimulant, instead of just finding it within inside of you. Because these teachers confuse like the ego was bad, and the stress, and the non-dual state is the wholeness state of just nothingness. It's not just nothingness, it's just empty space. That's just what it is. It's not even empty, it's just spaciousness. That's all it is. You form a whole, you know. That's all it is. It's not about nothingness because you feel something. It's just more outer worldly. It's just beyond your form of expression that you perceiving now. That's just what it is. It's just beyond this. That's what it is. It's not that it's nothingness. That doesn't make no sense. There's never not nothing. That's completely bullcrap. Like, come on. You know? Because if you take these drugs like DMT, acid, you know, shrooms, ketamine, Xans, you're gonna feel these state of just outer worldly or just bliss, like your whole life you're chill. But those are physical forms. You know, those are like, you know, short-lived. They become a drug itself, which is terrible, which I don't recommend. You're gonna know that there's more things beyond this expression, but you're not perceiving it as it's beyond the form, because it's become a habit, and it's like you're just doing it as a cope. But if you really feel like your regular like sensations compared to you do this drug, you realize that it's not the same, because you're using it as like a crutch compared to like feeling your body or sensations. You realize it feels just regular and default, and it's boring, you know. There's really nothing going on, so you have to use that drug to feel kind of like, you know, outer worldly and flow with everything. So, no, you know, That's why when these rappers or these celebrities talk about like doing drugs, they feel so happy or chill. It calms them down. That's what like the wholeness state is like, you know. But it's the fullness of it. It's not like short lived like drugs. What stops you from reaching it is like your perception, you know, and from it drawing the right energies and just so it can just open and you be access upon that and just be transparent, you know. And it's only, you know, causing that reality to shift. So you have to just be in that being and know it and feel it with inside of you and be, of course, with conscious awareness or whatever you're doing. Even if a thought comes, you're just in that being no matter what, and you're getting a shift. It's like it's like, you know, you're building up a bubble, you know, that's what you're doing. You're getting like little soap duds and you're just building it, building it, building it. You know, you're mixing it to create this big cloud of bubble inside of you, and it just expels. That's what you're doing. That consciousness, building it as much. Even though it sounds like a paradox, you're not really building nothing, but you're in this physical body, so you kind of have to like build it and put that effort in to kind of see and perceive it and do it, you know, and just be that wholeness state, just feel and just be there, and it's going to be. You're going to feel that spaciousness. You got to just feel it. I'm not saying you can't use the mind to do it. You just got to know that it's above the mind. It's not just your mind. It's just the nature of that. And you just align it. And it will show itself to you. You can do it through your mind and just being it. You know, asking yourself certain questions, pausing it. Or you just kind of feel it inside of you and just be it. And it will just happen because, you know, everything's in frequency and volume. You know, it's going to allow you to chill because of resistance. You know. Think of your mind as like a thermometer, right? And it's like going up and down, and your mind is going like 1,000,000 miles per hour. You want to kind of decrease the tempo of the thermometer so the energy could kind of rise, you know, and it will show you, you know, and the light will beam. It's like, think of it like this. You have light and you're kind of blocking it with your hands. But it's not even your hands, it's your energy, your thoughts. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about holding it at a level where it could kind of perceive itself and kind of grow. Not blocking it all away. You know? It's like you have a plant and you just love it so much. You want it to grow, but it's like you don't want to like, you think it's so special that you have to keep it inside instead of putting it inside so it can gain nourishment, you know. But you love it so much, it's so special and rare to you that you're just going to keep it inside. No, put it out there, let it grow, let it bloom. That is what it is. You let it bloom so it can expand itself, and it will free. It will show you. It's about being free and just feeling it, and it will happen. It will show itself. Of course, your mind is going to happen. Your mind is going to come. But it's not the bad thing, though. Because you have this physical body. So as long as you're in that expression state of the non-dual, like I said, you're just being there or knowing what it is and just kind of framing yourself to be in it by kind of feeling it in yourself, not being too much of your mind. It's just going to happen. It's going to allow the energies kind of to work, you know, with each other, and it's going to become less dense. You're going to become more lighter. Your chakras are going to come online because the energies are going up and down as you're allowing it to work, you know. So now you're going to see, and it's going to allow it to show you. So yeah, you don't want the energy of your body and mind to block it or to get rid of it. You want to use it, you want to kind of reverse it. You want to use that energy to kind of pull it upwards. So the energy of your mind and your body, you want to use it to fuel your consciousness. That state, that wholeness state, the non-dual state. If you can understand and change your mind, I'm not telling you to change your whole mindset. I'm just telling you to like frame it to know that that state is beyond that. Not that it's just nothing, it's beyond that. And if you just frame your mind to be that way and just be in a moment, then that energy will allow it to grow. You know, it'll just push that light. It will be transmuted, you know, upwards into intense presence, into consciousness, and you feel outerworldly, you feel super blissful, you feel like, oh, there's more than this. You get these visions, you get lucid dreams, because it's just beyond expression. It's not that it's nothingness, it's not an object, it's just beyond the form or basic comprehension that we have, which we use with our senses, or, you know, our belief or whatever. That's all it is. So just be it. First, you kind of want to understand it a bit with your mind, and just be in it and embody it every day, and you should see what it is. And you're gonna feel beyond this stuff, and you're only gonna go deeper and deeper. You know, don't allow these non-dual teachers, these old teachers, to confuse you, because they will confuse you with these things. It's kind of like a paradox. But the thing is, that wholeness, that non-dual state, I don't even want to say non-dual, I want to say whole, or the beyond state. That's what I want to say. I want to say like non-dual or nothingness, because it is something, because you're feeling something. This is past this. I want to say something beyond. That's something beyond, like, if you just like embrace it and just be, it's just going to like show, you know, it's going to just expel, and you're gonna know that there's more beyond all of this. So yeah, that's what it is. Don't let these teachers kind of confuse you, like these ego is bad and that. Because let's be honest, that wholeness state, that beyond state, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond time and all that, because time is only limited to the construct that we have, which is just in this world that we know now. That wholeness state goes beyond that. So it don't matter if you're thinking much more or that. It can go beyond that. But it does become a detriment to people, because they're not in that state of perceiving it. So it's like they're not gonna see it. But if you really understand the wholeness state, that non-dual state, it goes way above the dualities. You just gotta align it with it correctly, embody that state, the freedom of that expression, and it will just show itself. It's like a flame, lighting up a flame, and you're using your energy of your mind and body to kind of transmute itself and just, you know, feed the flames and just activate it, you know, and allowing it to flow, and it would just access, it would open. So yeah, thank y'all.